First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash.
and double honors to all the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and push this word in truth and sincerity and peace, and salutations to the hopeful elect pushing this word across the full country of the earth, and to those sincere Aquathium that are listening and learning in silence in these last days. This is the GMS DC church coming out here day in and day out, another weekend, letting y'all know to warn our people. And when I say our people, it's the people on this sign known as Negroes, Hispanics, Native American, which is Yasha Allah, which is the nation of Israel. Okay? Now, it's important that we come out here and to warn our people, one, to get the blood off our hands, but two, this word can save them as well. Because this word wants to go out to those who actually hearken and listen to the scriptures that we have to say. Because it's not our words that we're speaking. We're speaking the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Right. And that's the reason why we have to stay occupied in prophecies as well, because it lets us know the times that we're living in and how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. All right? Go ahead and get started on it.
This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy.
But shall I call it back and read it one more time?
Sirach 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High.
So giving your mind to the law of the Most High, what does that mean? You're fully dedicating yourself to the scriptures. When it talks to the law, it's talking about the law, statutes, and commandments. It's talking about the judgments. It's talking about the prophecies. It's talking about all those things that we can look at aforetime for our learning, like it talks about Romans 15 and 4. That's how we're able to look at certain things and break it down properly, and also measure it through the times that we see going on in the news in the world. Okay, so we filter that through the scriptures, and that's how we know what times we're living in right now. But you're giving your full dedication to those things. That's what it means to be occupied and meditating. Now, get Psalms 1 and 1 from me real quick.
Psalms 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Right, so Esau has his narrative of how he likes to teach the Christian Bible. We don't follow that. Just like Sirach 39 talks about, we follow the law of the ancients. That goes to our forefathers. That goes to the prophets that we have. When it's Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, so forth and so on. Keep going.
It says, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Right, so we don't follow Esau's way, but we're delighted to more. Oh, that was the end of one, right? I ain't want to jump in. Go ahead, read two.
It says, but his delight is in the law of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
Right, so that scriptures was given to the Negroes, the Hispanics, Native American, which is Israel, and that's what we meditate on. We don't follow Esau's narrative, because that's full of lies. They try to do it because they're just simply mad about the birthright, you know? You lack patience and you gave it away. So now that we're just trying to find any kind of way to try to get that back, even if it comes being deceitful and lying and being crafty. Go back to Surah 39. Actually, get Deuteronomy 6, start from 4. I'm gonna go back to that.
You said Deuteronomy 6?
Yeah, Deuteronomy 6, start from verse 4.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. It reads, Hear, O Israel.
Hear, O Israel. That's to let you know who he's talking to, who he gave the commandments to. And you look at that word hear, I believe in the Hebrew is Shammai. So it's not just hear, but also listening and obeying. Okay? Because you have to obey the Lord in order to prosper. You're not going to be able to go against the Heavenly Father and expect to be in his good graces and prosper. It doesn't work that way. Continue on.
The Lord our power is one, Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Just like Ecclesiastes talks about, whatever you find your hand to do, do with all thy might. Now, we know that to be talking spiritually, but let's think about it. Even in your physical life, would you want to operate in mediocrity? Because that starts to leak in everything else that you do, because you get comfortable doing things at an average pace, and you don't want to be able to do that. But when you're studying, when you're occupied in the prophecies, now you're going to you're going to prosper. But really, because it's the Lord that gave you that increase. Okay? That was it. That was at 6.
It's more. It says, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them, and when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Right, and that's how the scriptures, that's how these teachings are passed out from generation to generation. That's how it's preserved, because he has preserved an elect to make sure that this word goes out. It's the Spirit that gave us the increase, and now we can teach those that have the ears to hear. So those that walking by that may ask questions that actually inclined to want to know more, we can actually teach them now. Why? Because the scriptures was given to us to be able to do those things. You can do it right there. Go back to Surah 39. Start at the top again. 39 and 1.
Sirach 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof.
Right, being occupied in the meditation thereof. What is meditation? It's not just sitting down, crossing your legs, making the okay sign, chanting, That's not what it is. Meditation could be many different things. You could be driving in the form of meditation. But the way that we're meditating is through the scriptures. You're reading it. You're making sure you're getting understanding. You're studying. You're listening. Okay? But also consistency of that. Because the repetition is what helps. That's repetition. The repetition is what helps. Repetition is the father of skill, you know? So the more that you do something, your body starts to get adjusted to it. And you can even speak on that from a neurological standpoint. Just like when you work out. When your body's adjusted to it, it sends messages from the brain to those muscles to be able to do that work, whether it's pass or fail. But now it starts to adapt. Okay, this is what I have to have in order to actually make sure I can progress in what I'm trying to progress in. The same thing with the scriptures. The more you read, you get a better understanding of it. That's why the scriptures also say to make sure that you always go over it again. That way you have even more understanding of it. You don't want to just read it one time and think that's good. Because our brains are not meant, we're not going to remember everything that's in the scriptures. That's why we have a brotherhood, to help each other out. Iron sharpens iron. So there are certain precepts that, I would say administrations that a brother may be good at, that another brother may be better at, you know? So we don't just do all things by ourselves. That's why we have a brotherhood. Keep going.
Yes, Sirach 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law.
Oh, and also, I want to add the fact that you have to make sure you're not emotionally teaching, like the Christian church does. You can even talk to them, and the second they hear something they don't like, now they're going to try to find things that's going to be comforting them. That's not how you're supposed to teach, because we all come from a walk of life, and we all been lied to. So there's going to be certain things that's going to make you feel a bit uncomfortable. But when you have discipline and purpose, you don't let those things sway you and make you deviate for popularity's sake. You actually listen. You actually listen and hearken into the scriptures to make sure, okay, just like when you work out, for example. When you work out, you're not always going to feel like doing it. But because you have dedication, because you're disciplined to do those things, you're going to achieve a lot more than when you just feel like doing it. When you have discipline and you have purpose, now you're able to do that much more. So, go ahead.
It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients.
Now it's talking about all the ancient. It's not talking about your world's philosophers, your motivational speakers. No, it's talking about our forefathers, from King David, from Moses, you know, all the way back even a time, even from Paul, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Isaiah. All those accounts are things that we're supposed to learn from. Keep going.
And be occupied in prophecy.
So occupied in prophecy. That's how you know the end time signs that's going on right now. That's how you can see these things happening, okay? You see the judgment to come. You see Esau Edom's fall. First, identifying who he is. That's also part of the signs of the end times. Because the enemy's been revealed. We know who he is, okay? But just like 2 Ezra 6 and 9 says, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. That's also a sign that we actually look for. We see the destruction of this place coming down, okay? Keep going. Actually, Amos 3 and 7. And then hold Revelation 19 and 10. Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to understanding end time prophecy, it has to be given to us. We didn't just wake up and just claim that we just know this stuff. The Spirit gives you the increase to give you the understanding. It says the Lord is going to give those secrets to his prophets first before doing anything. That's how we're able to come out here and warn you of these things. Not while it's happening, before it happens. Not after, before.
Amos 3, verse 7, it says, surely the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Plain and simple right there. He reveals it to us. Now we go out and proclaim the message. Now whether you listen, that's up to the Lord, you know? If the Spirit is on you to inquire and want to know more, well then that's what's going to happen. You're going to inquire and you're going to know more. It depends on the Spirit that's working within you. You got the other one?
This is Revelations 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Lord. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
And Christians claim to love Yahweh Shai, right? Well, first they say Jesus. It's not even his name, so we already know you don't love him. You can't even call by his name properly, okay? But if you claim to be a true believer of this Bible right here, then you're going to be occupied in prophecies. But the Christian church won't do that. All they want to speak on is God is love messages. Because if they have to go in prophecy, well, they can't because the Spirit isn't working with them. But now they start to listen to people that are going into prophecies. They're starting to listen to those people and regurgitate and say those things, but it's like they can't go into it properly, okay? They're forced to have to go into it because now the Christian church needs answers, okay? So now it comes down to the point now, okay, who are we going to get it from? That's how some people go to church. Now all of a sudden, if you can't answer their questions, they may leave if they're part of the elect. Or if they want to stay comforted, they're going to stay at the Christian church. And don't take that the wrong way and think that we can't be comforted through the scriptures. That's why we have the Holy Spirit. It comforts, it guides us. It lets us know everything that we should be doing, you know? But the scriptures aren't really truly working with them. It's really working with the true prophets of the Lord, which Lord willing we're part of that number. All right?
2 Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 24. It says, and the servant of the Lord must not strive. And I just want to point out, it says the servant of the Lord. You know, when you serve the Lord, you're supposed to serve him in truth and sincerity, you know, in a way that's pleasing in his sight, according to the scriptures, not just any old way like they do in the Christian church. So just because you claim that you read the Bible, that don't mean you serving the Lord in truth and sincerity or giving him an acceptable sacrifice. It says, must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach. Patient and apt to teach meaning, you know, being able to teach, you know, basically teaching the true understanding and not lies, you know, not God loves everyone, all nations can make it, and all these damnable heresies, you know, that they pushing forth because they want to bring forth more people in their ministry in order to receive extra money. It says, in meekness instructing those that oppose themselves, if Yahweh Shem Shai peradventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth. So it's basically saying that it's up to Yahweh Shem Shai to put a person's mind to actually repent, you know, and receive the true doctrine.
Ah, that's beautiful.
I still have more.
Right, you got more?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it? Go ahead.
Yeah, it said, yeah, like I said, it's up to Yahweh Shem Shai to give a person a mindset to actually be humble to repent, you know. Like it says, he gives the increase. It says to the acknowledging of the truth and that they may recover themselves out of the snares of the devil who are taken captive by him at his will. So a lot of these people, they're captive by the snares of the devil. Basically, like I made a video a long time ago, Satan got a lot of these people in the headlock. So they can't see the truth. They can't believe it because they controlled by the spiritual demon Satan, you know. So that's why they walk past and they scoff and mock. And some people fall out of the truth because they done got enchanted to be brought back into the world.
That's beautiful. Enchanted and brought back to the world. That's where they stand, you know? The Lord has created those. They're playing their part, you know?
Yes, sir. Want me to read one for you?
No, we got one.
This is Sirach chapter 31, verse 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men.
And again, those renowned men are talking about the prophets of old, okay? Again, not your world philosophers. We don't follow them. Keep going.
And where subtle parables are, he will be there also.
Right. Those parables are dark sayings, riddles. That Yahweh, matter of fact, can you get Matthew 13? I think it's Matthew 13. Read verses 10 and 11.
It's the same Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But to them it is not given.
Right. So we're holding on to those, the sound doctrine, holding fast to what we've learned, you know, and actually putting it out there for the elect to be able to hear, okay? But he spoke in parables because it wasn't for everybody to know. Just like when you read a Romans 11, I believe was it 11 and 7, where the elect were attained and the rest were blinded, you know? This is for the elect to hear. This is for the elect to come out and proclaim. This is the message that they're going to understand because the Spirit is working with them. The Spirit doesn't work with everybody of Israel. That's why it says you're of Israel. Not everybody of Israel is of Israel. That's why it says that. Because there's some people that's going to be 2/3 and not going to be saved. There's a remnant that's going to be saved. You get that first?
Yeah. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel has not attained that which he seeketh for. But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Plain and simple. The ones that were blinded are your 2/3 Israelite. Out there acting like a nigga in the world. You know? Go ahead and get yours.
Luke chapter 2, And I'm going to start at verse 34, because as the scriptures say, you know, Yahweh Shai was for the rise and the falling of many of Israel. It says, and Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary, his mother, behold, this child is set for the fall and the rising again of many in Israel. So a lot of people are going to be stumbling, you know, even amongst, you know, the nation of Israel. It says, and for a sign which will be spoken against. Yea, a sword shall pierce through thy own soul also, that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. And like the scriptures say, Hebrews 4:12, the word of the Lord is sharper than any two-edged sword. So it basically revealed the hearts, you know, and the thoughts of many. And that's why we see that a lot of people don't truly believe in what they preach. You know, they lose patience, and then they, like I said before, go back into the world. They don't have the discipline to continue and what the scriptures command us to do, you know. So they get cut, you know, and that's part of that spiritual sword.
Again, brother mentioned discipline. That's going to be one of the key things that's going to come into it, because this ultimate battle is going to be the spirit versus the flesh. You know, your Goliath is going to be your flesh that you have to combat every single time, because you have to be able to please it enough to a certain extent. But then again, you also want it more so you're not falling back to a world, because the only reason why you have to be able to please your flesh to a certain extent is because we have to operate in these bodies. Okay, if you don't take care of yourself physically, then what are you going to do? Now you can't be out there to do the work of the Lord. But more so than not, you want to actually be more spiritual, if anything. Okay?
2 Timothy?
Yeah.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 13. Hold fast the form of sound words, which thou hast heard of me, in faith and love which is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
Right. It's also talking, just like when he says, hold fast to what thou have and let no man take thy crown. You know, we're fighting for salvation. We're fighting to be delivered, you know. So if you have those, don't let nobody take that away. Don't let the world take it away. Don't let anything take it away, because there's going to be temptations that's going to be given in the world that's going to try to knock you off your path. And you got to be able to avoid those things through the spirit that's coming from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because that's the only thing that's going to keep you going. That's the only thing that's going to keep you flowing in the spirit. Okay? Now get 1 Timothy 4, verses 13 and 16, down to 16. Yeah.
Let's start 15.
Fine.
So this is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 15. Meditate upon these things.
So meditate again. Go ahead.
Give thyself wholly to them.
Wholly to them. That means you're fully dedicated in the scriptures, not casual or casual reader and being lukewarm, because then you're going to realize you don't understand the things that you should. You know? Keep going.
That thy profiting may appear to all.
Right. So when again, just like when I read in Deuteronomy 6 and 4, Shemai means listen and obey. That's what's going to lead to your prospering. Okay? When you actually not just listen, but actually read and obey and put into action. Now the Lord is working through you. Okay? But if you're just listening and just letting the word go through one after the other and that's just it, there's no action involved, now what? That's not truly listening to the Lord. That's not true obedience. That's just being casual.
Verse 16. Take heed unto thyself, and unto the doctrine continue in them. For in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Yeah, taking heed into yourself, that's re-examination. Something you should do daily, every single day. What fits? Is this what's going on in my life, and is it benefiting my walk in this truth? Okay? If it doesn't benefit you, take it out. You know? It's just that simple. Or even if it comes to a point where it's something that you may enjoy, lessen it so it's not getting in the way too much. Okay? But at the end of the day, you have to re-examine those things that's within you that's keeping you from growing, that's keeping you from following the doctrine. Okay? Abide, continuing in this doctrine. That's what you're supposed to do. And the way that you continue by examining yourself, again, by reading through the scriptures. And if you truly understand the doctrine that's being presented to you by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to get the answers that you seek to be able to re-examine yourself. Whether it be from a brother, whether it be from the scriptures, whether it be from a video you listen to. You're going to get your answer one way or another. That's why discernment is important. You know? If you don't have that discernment, then you're not going to know when the Spirit is trying to speak to you, when the Lord is actually trying to tell you something. Okay?
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Y'all bring out Sirach 18.
Not yet.
Okay. It's Sirach chapter 18, verse 20. It says, before judgment, examine thyself. Yeah, I'll read it again. Sirach 18, verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself.
Because every man is going to be tried by every man is going to be judged by their works. Okay? So before that judgment comes, you want to examine yourself, examine your works. Am I doing what's pleasant in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? Because when that judgment comes, you don't want to be on the side of destruction. You want to be on the side of deliverance. Okay? Keep going.
Mm-hmm. It says, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy.
And that mercy is going to be delivered through the way of chariots. We're going to be looking down at the destruction coming up, having our promises, having those promises being fulfilled. You know, it's not over right there though. But being delivered from those missiles coming down, you don't want to be a part of that. So is it right there?
Yeah.
What was something?
No.
It's another one in verse 24 is good too.
Get 24, and then you can go back to verse 3.
This Sirach 18 and 24 says, think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance when he shall turn away his face.
Now, when you think about the times that's going to happen at the end, that should be able to put fear in you if you're truly a believer of the Lord. Because if you believe these words that are being said, that's going to instill fear in you, and you'll be like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want that to happen to me. So that's why whatever you do, you want to do it with fear. Do it like you're scared. And I don't mean like timid scared to a point now you're paralyzed and you can't do nothing about it. That's the detriment of part of fear. But when you do something with fear, let's say for example, I don't want to get beaten by my pops. If I go do something wrong, well then you're not going to do those things no more. You don't want to get the belt to the butt. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to do what's required to make sure the Lord ain't going to whip your ass. It's plain and simple right there. Okay?
Yeah.
Read again. This is Sirach, chapter 39, verse 3. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark perils.
Right, those grave sentences, man, the heavy judgment that's going to come on this place, man. Again, these dark parables, it's going to the dark sayings, the riddles, that only if you have the Holy Spirit are you going to be able to understand what it's saying and rightly divide the word, okay? But a lot of people are going to read this and not understand it and try to come up with their own understanding. That's how they fall off. They're stumbling on understanding. It's not meant for them to understand. Okay?
This is Sirach, chapter 6, verse 35. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
Right. So you want godly discourse, okay? When people are letting you know, okay, look, I understand you come from a certain walk of life, and here's how you used to live. But now you want to come to a point where it's like, okay, you don't want to look like the same person if you were as you were in the world, as you're coming over to the, as you were born as a new man when it comes to the scriptures, when it comes to this truth, okay? So when you're actually walking as a certain part of your life and they come and let you know certain things, don't be that person that's going to buck up and, get mad. You can get a little bit emotional, but make sure that emotion is put towards the right thing. Put that anger or whatever it is that you've been lied to towards actually learning the truth and actually living by it, okay? So when it comes to actually being around those things, it actually is a good thing, just like Sirach 8 and 8 talks about. When it talks about being around wise men, can you get that? I want that next one. Oh, that was the next one? All right, let me get it.
This is Sirach, chapter 6, verse 36. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
One more time.
This is Sirach, chapter 6, verse 36. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him.
It's like you come out here, right, and you walking past and you see us, on the highways and hedges, letting you know everything that's going on. Those people that stop by and listen, and the next thing you know, you're in the camp. And next thing you know, you're out there teaching. You might not know that was going to happen, but that's what it looks like when you're actually getting under men of understanding, okay? When you look at the apostles, when you look at the Sharyim, when you look at the officers, the Rashim, all them, you're getting under them and actually learning from them, okay? Go ahead and get that one for me.
This is Sirach 8, verse 8. It says, despise not the discourse of the wise.
Yeah, despise not the discourse of the wise, because those wise men are going to help you grow. But you're going to despise it, you're not going to like what they're trying to tell you, but then you're not going to be able to grow that way, okay? Keep going.
But acquaint thyself with their proverbs.
The same thing it was saying in the Shar got over here, in Sirach 6. Keep going.
For of them thou shalt learn instruction and how to serve great men with ease.
Right, it teaches you your conduct, right? You learn instruction, you learn how to serve, you learn how to be a brother to the brotherhood. That goes into charity, okay? You learn how to serve one another. You ultimately learn how to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay?
It says, miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learn of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need requires.
So it goes all the way back to how I started it off when I read Sirach 39 at the top. When you're being acquainted with these men, when you're occupied in prophecies, but now you're able to understand the fact that when the MOTB comes out, that's going to be something you can avoid. We can understand that when digital currencies and all those things come out, the infrastructure of the MOTB, you're able to use that. Just don't take the mark. It may come times when cryptocurrencies and digital currencies, real ID, when it comes talking about digital passports and things like that, you may have to use those things and they're going to sell it as convenience, okay? But the mark isn't going to just come as the mark itself first. The infrastructure has to be set up first. And we've been telling y'all, and you can see the pieces coming together. Again, I talked about the real ID, the cryptocurrencies coming from the CBDC, the AI algorithm when it comes down to surveillance and monitoring. They have to, and they even got AI monitoring your messages even through social media. Not just that they're on there to ask, now they read everything. They see what you're doing. This is out of protection and safety reasons. No, they want control. And we're letting you know these things before they even happen, okay? That's the importance of being occupied in prophecy, because you can see these happen in real time, all right? So when it comes down to understand that MOTB structure, now they control buying and selling. Now they control traveling. Now they control your medical stuff. Now they control your identity and things like that too. To a point where now they're trying to hack you. That's the whole point of when it comes to bio things being mixed up with technology, okay? To make hackable humans, so to speak. They're already trying to do those things through psychology, but it wasn't enough for them. Because some people can always break off when it comes down to strong willpower. Or the spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. So now we got to put something in them to make sure that we can control them. Neuralink and things like that too, okay? And they're going to sell it to you what? Again, convenience factors, innovation. Goes back to why discernment matters. Because now you can see what's good for you or what's bad for you, okay? Get Revelation 13, 16 from the pool.
Okay. You want that now?
Yeah, let me get that.
This is Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
And you know that cause of all, you know, it's more like coercement, okay? They're going to take away all your essentials of life and control it. And the way they do that is by labeling it scarce. Now, if it's scarce, now it needs to be managed. Who else is going to manage it? The people that's managing the place. So now the government is managing those things, all your essentials, and you can't do anything about it, right? Until now they make you feel like, well, 2020 was a perfect example of it. You need this to eat. You need this to go drink. You need this to work. You need this to even participate in society. Okay, you're going to need all those things. But understand that the reason why the pieces have to connect like a puzzle is because it's something called gradualism. Okay? Now, gradualism isn't something that happens like a big step or a revolution. It's something that changes over time, meaning it's going to take time to get to that point. So one analogy that I heard that I like to use is the frog boiling in the water. Let's take that analogy. If you boil the water and you toss the frog into the water, it's going to jump right out. It understands what's going on. But if you let it boil slowly, it stays and it dies. That's the same way you boil society. They don't know that living in hot water until it's too late. It's the same thing when they work by gradualism. They start doing things slowly but surely, and you recognize it when it's too late. But that's why you have prophets out here to let you know what's going on now. So you don't fall for that gradualism tactic. So you don't fall for that gradual raise. You don't be that frog that's just going to stay in the water and don't realize it's boiling, and now you shit out of luck. You don't want to be that person. That's the example they use. And just to prove that point, they're trying to take away pennies. Now I say that, people laugh and like, who uses pennies anyway? Well, that's the trick right there. They don't want you to think that it has any value, so they strip away the things that you think has any value, no matter how small it is. To a point now it's pennies, then it gets to nickels, then dimes and quarters. I mean, the dollar already doesn't mean much. They're already trying to get to a point where it gradually can transition over to the digital system. That's the whole point of it. So it's going to get to the point where they can't buy or sell or do anything like that unless you participate in this system. And a lot of people don't even know that it's happening right now because they don't hearken, they don't listen. But those who have ears to hear, they're going to be the people that's listening and shaping their conduct so the Lord can keep them from the hour of temptation. Keep going.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Keep going.
So you can do it.
It says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
So 17. I should have started 17. That's the point I want to get to. Now you can read 17 one more time.
Yes, sir. This is Revelation 13, verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell.
You hear that? No man may buy or sell unless you have that mark. That's the currency you have to use. Keep going.
Save he that had the mark,
which is going to be injected through a syringe under your skin. Keep going.
It says, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right. That's it.
Yep.
This is Sirach chapter 6, verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Most High, Again, you just went over all these warnings, which you just covered. All right, these are the things, because the next chapter over, it tells you the consequences if you do not adhere to these warnings. It says, okay, let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Most High and meditate continually in his commandments. And when you don't do these things, then you're liable to fall prey to what they're warning you about. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. So of course, getting this wisdom, this is what we want. This is what we're trying to, all this out here. And it's going to be what? What does it say in Isaiah 33 and 6, all right? In these last days, these are things that are going to comfort us, all right? So it's wisdom that we see, above all else. Go ahead.
Just like the Shah said, man, we want that wisdom. That way we can know how to conduct ourselves. And those who hear us, they may be able to save themselves as well. They might be able to save their household from you knowing. You never know. But the whole point is to be able to obtain the wisdom to know. Pray to the Lord that he's working with you, man.
Proverbs 22 verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
A prudent man foresees the evil. A wise man uses that wisdom that's obtained to be able to avoid the evil times that's coming. One evil time to bad time, because evil just means bad times. And when that mark comes, that's bad time for Israel, you know? Because we're gonna be put in dire straits to test your sincerity to see, okay, look, do you really believe? You know, you're gonna be in situations where you might not be able to eat for a couple of days. Well, that's why fasting is so important. You learn that through the scriptures. Intermittent fasting, you can start something, you know? But when you learn these things and you see it before it happens, which is the whole point of being a prophet, now you can avoid those things, okay?
It says, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right. Just like he brought out in his previous precept, when people don't understand or don't have this wisdom, now they're going to fall prey to all the warning signs we're giving them, okay? Because they don't hearken, they don't listen. And the Spirit is ultimately isn't on them to be able to walk this way, walk that path, okay?
This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. The heading here, the subject says what? Doom for the worshipers of the beast. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
Yeah, straight shot hits a lot harder than when you mix it up. You know? If anybody knows about when it comes down to bartending and drinking and stuff like that too, it's going to hit a lot harder. Okay? But when you read these words, it goes back to that fear. When you come down conducting yourself with fear, doing things you do with fear. Why? Because I'm afraid of what Yahweh Shai just said he was going to do to those who don't fear, who actually receive this mark. And those who actually hearken unto, who actually do fear, let the Spirit upon them, are going to be those who actually going to listen to those words and say, you know what, can't do that. You know? That was a
Still want it, Daniel?
Quick. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. We are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience.
Because we know the terror of the Lord, because we actually believe the words that he's saying. That's why we provoke one another into good works. You know, hey, look, man, when we come out here and I'm preaching this message, that message is to me too. It's not just the fact that I'm preaching to everybody else because I'm just better than everybody. It doesn't work that way. If anything, I'm judged that much more because I'm out there proclaiming the know and to claim myself to be as a prophet of Yahweh Shai as a representative. So imagine me not following and pointing fingers with a dirty hand. I'm going to be destroyed. It's going to be better off if I didn't know the word at all. You know? I'm going to get it much worse for the people that didn't know. So, read that one more time, sir.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Most High, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. That was it.
Yeah, this is Daniel 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Daniel 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
Just like I was going back to earlier when it comes down to the Christian church, they don't truly understand the prophecy that's happening. The Lord is working with the meek, the humble, the lowly. That's how we're able to come out here and proclaim this message. You know, because we truly believe through faith that the Lord is working through us. We're made wise and able to come out and give you this understanding, okay? But first, we had to be made wise. We had to purify ourselves. And we're in the process of still doing those things right now. That's why we're being tried. That's why we have tribulation things that's going on right now. Where right now, we are in the furnace. And it's only going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. That's why you see more people falling out day in and out. Because they can't handle the heat. They can't take the heat that's inside the furnace. Matter of fact, can you get Sirach, you know what I'm trying to get, Sirach 2 and 1? But at the end of the day, man, you have to use that wisdom to be able to get yourself out of the trouble that's going to be coming to you. Okay? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's for. What's the point of having knowledge if you ain't going to use it? You just obtaining, but what are you doing with it? Okay?
Sirach 2 verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So that's already letting you know you're going to be in a battle. That's already letting you know that temptation is going to come your way. It didn't say it might come your way. It says when you come to serve me, expect these things to come. So you already want your mind to already be fortified to know that troubles is coming. And I got to keep reading to make sure that I'm well equipped for these troubles that are coming. Keep going.
Yeah, the biggest confusion, or you can even say misconception, is battling that feeling that you have when you first hear the truth, because it feels good. Like you learn you're an Israelite, you're like, oh shoot, really? I've always thought and I've always wondered. And then you learn your tribe in the spirit, you learn the name of the Most High and His Son, and it feels good. And because that knowledge feels good, you think that more good things should start happening to you. Like, oh, okay, well now that I have this knowledge and I feel great, I should get a better job, things should start going right, people should start loving me, and you're this more positive person. But you gotta balance out that feeling with what the scriptures say is going to actually happen to you when you take part in the ministry. It talks about how this is a book filled with lamentations and mournings and woe. So first, you heard the ministry and it felt good. That's the honey. But then, after a while, it starts to turn bitter. And that's what the brother's going into right now. It's not just all, yay, let your hair down, relax, good times. We got some bad times coming ahead. There's some troublesome times coming, and the prophets are going to warn you of those things so that you can be prepared. That's what it's about. So it's about a mindset. It's about shifting your mindset towards what's going to happen in these end days. That's how you prepare yourself.
And shifting your mindset again, you're changing your conduct. When you give your body as a living sacrifice, you're actually sacrificing those things that you could have been doing for the truth. And sometimes it doesn't always mean unlawful things. It can be some things that are lawful that you got to put off. You can do certain things, but it's just like, okay, is that taken away from my time in the truth? That's also another battle in your mind that you got to face. I play video games, like, you know what I'm saying? But you have to lessen that time. Why? Because I could be reading. Don't be over righteous about it, because sometimes you can just let your mind be at peace. But most of all, you want to be in the spirit and read, man. Study. Prepare your mind, like the brother was just saying.
Yeah. It says, verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Yeah, setting your heart aright, again, is the same thing that he was saying, preparing your mind. And constantly endure, because troubles are going to constantly keep coming. They're going to have some moments where it's like, okay, Lord, give me a break a little bit. But most of all, man, we're going to be going through trials, man. We're going to have to deal with those temptations, and those who endure into the end will be saved. But a lot of people don't have that spirit of endurance, So now, because you're not focused on endurance, because you're running like it's a sprint and not acknowledging the fact that it's a marathon, now what? So now you're tired out, not even halfway through the race, And you damn sure don't want to be tired out right when you're about to reach the finish line. That's the worst feeling.
Yeah. A lot of people training for the wrong thing. Like, this is a whole marathon, and y'all training for a 100-meter dash. Now, you 2 laps in, and
40-yard dash.
Yeah, even shorter. You 2 laps in, you like, what the? I didn't know. Then you get people falling out. Oh, I can't do it. I thought the Lord was going to come 2-3 years ago. Your mind wasn't right. You weren't preparing yourself for tribulation. Or you had the wrong teachers.
Yeah. And even if you come down to a point where it's like, oh, I thought this, I thought that, remember, the Lord is not on your time. You know what I'm saying? It's the appointed time when this vision is supposed to happen. Okay? So your job is to just to keep going and keep going and keep going. and acknowledging the signs, look for them diligently. That way you know what time it is. Okay?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yep. It says, verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Right, and you definitely want to be increased at that last end. You want the Spirit working with you, especially when Jacob's trouble happens, when martial law happens, when it's a lot of the things in 2nd Ezra, 15 happening. You know, these things, talk about cannibalism and things like that. People not regarding who celebrities are, no judges, princes, officers, nobody's going to matter anymore because everybody's looking out for their own survival. And you want to be increased to a point where you're not going to be a victim of those things happening, I should say. That's how it works, okay?
Right.
So, you know, oh, matter of fact, I quoted it earlier, Isaiah 33 and 6. You want to be stabilized when those times come. Just even the things that's happening right now, you want to have a stable mindset to acknowledge what's happening. You don't want to look at the scriptures with a subjective mindset. You want to be objective because what the Lord says is what it is. And if you worship it too emotionally, now you're going to, again, preach to me smooth things. Lie to me, preach to me deceit.
That's right.
You don't want to be them.
Yeah, because like the brother's going into, a prophet is gonna be really direct. He's not gonna sugarcoat anything. You know, and I'm saying that because we would be fools if we were sitting up here to tell you, oh yeah, your entire family's gonna be saved. It's just not gonna go down like that. You know, your favorite auntie and uncle, all 12 of your cousins, you know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna happen. So for me to be like, well, you know, it's possible, like, all right, that nigga's not being realistic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be realistic in this thing. But the good part, even then, the good part is that you'll see them again in the kingdom, and they're going to be in their right mind. So it's about, of course, you have to know the word, and you have to be willing to say it without regret. That's the thing. Everything that's coming out of our mouth, that's why we come out here every single Saturday. We know what we're teaching. We know exactly what we're saying. And that's what a prophet's supposed to do. I don't need to be on top of the watchtower and see the enemy. If I see some bushes moving, the hell you think is behind the bushes? Right. You know? The enemy, I gotta blow the horn. God. But then a lot of people, they want to wait until the enemy breaches the wall. Like, all right, bro, you done. I'm not even on the tower no more. Right. I'm gone. You know? Go good.
Yeah,
bro.
but if you don't recognize that, man, you're not going to be able to apply what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time.
Right.
And strength of salvation. The fear of the Most High is his treasure.
Now read that backwards. That all happens starting from.
I mean, yeah, you can actually put that first because it all begins with what? The fear of the Most High. That's where your wisdom, the beginning of your wisdom. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Most High is his treasure.
Right. So if you read it backwards, what does it say? The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, so when you fear the Lord first, now all those things that it talked about, the wisdom, the knowledge, that will be able to stabilize your mind in those times, those things are happening. That is going to be your strength of salvation, the fear. That's why when I came out here saying, if you're going to do it with fear, okay? Because when you do it with fear, that's going to shape your conduct.
Yeah. And like the brother's going into, you know, there will be an increase. You know, as long as you fear the Lord, you have this knowledge and wisdom, and you keep repenting and being sincere and doing what you're supposed to be doing. Remember, even Yahweh Shai prayed. He prayed 3 times. And of course, he had to be strengthened for his hour of temptation. The same exact thing is going to happen for his men. As long as we endure and we wait, this knowledge and wisdom is going to strengthen us. The Lord is going to send down angels to make sure that we're strong in that day. Why do you think it says we're going to be filled with laughter and joy when others are mourning and they have famine around them? We have to be strengthened in that time. You know, a mindset like that. So we're waiting on that, but that strengthening is not going to happen to just any old regular Joe out here, not a regular person. If you do the work, you do the Lord's will, then Yahweh Shai is going to say, all right, that's my man's right there. Let me make sure he's good. You know?
Shard. Hey, can you grab Isaiah 65, starting at 13?
Yeah.
Hey, that's the spirit, man. It's very true. You know, this thing is not really hard, man. You know, we was talking about that at the Pilgrims. You know, the Shar Abad, man. He said, this is really not hard at all, man. This is a thing of just repetition. Keep doing it until the very end. You know, because at some point it's gonna get even. I don't want to say it's gonna get easier, because really it's gonna get harder. But the burden of coming out here and teaching, that's gonna disappear. The Lord's gonna hide, you know, the wisdom. The Lord's gonna remove His prophets from the streets, and life is gonna be about survival and being a pilgrim on earth. Man. You know, that's why I said, you know, that's really the hard part. At the end of the day, that's really the harder part. You know, but what? It's all about the endurance. Can we read that real quick, Matthew?
36, right?
Yeah.
This is say Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
Oh no, so lock it wrong one. Which one is it? Read that 16? 16? Read that good to that. 13. Oh, I thought it was 16. Yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right. It's all about enduring until the very end. It's really just about keeping the faith, man. Until either, you know, last breath or deliverance, man. Until death or deliverance. All right? This is not something where you have to figure out. It's not a thing where you come into the truth and you got to learn every single breakdown and never forget it. Nah, man. That's not how it works. You know? Sometimes you got to reread Daniel's the second chapter, man. You got to reread your notes and all that. You know? But nah, it's not about that, man. It's about having the faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The scriptures say better is a little with righteousness, man, than much with wickedness. You know? It's better to be a man of small understanding, that you have understanding and you got the faith, than of somebody with such great, vast knowledge and they wicked as hell, man. You know? One example is a dude who left recently, man. Got all types of spirits on it, man. But he know everything, man. You know? Had 3-hour-long breakdowns. He might make a video about this if he sees this shit. He gonna be like, that nigga too! He gonna be like, that motherfucker, man. Pardon my language. But you know, somebody who knew every single breakdown to a T, had 2-hour lessons, you know what I'm saying, at such a young age in the truth. But yeah, his mind wasn't in the right place, man. You know? Now he's like one of those psychics and shit, you know, according to himself.
Professor X?
Yeah, Professor X. I'm talking about Professor X.
Oh,
Man.
okay.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we know. Okay. Yeah, nah, hey, Professor X, man. Hey, let's get the, you know, brother, that brother knew everything. Now look.
He knows what you're saying right now?
Yeah.
Apparently.
That brother said he had telepathy. I was like, yo.
He's Santa Claus. He knows if you're naughty or nice.
Right.
He knows if you're awake.
Yeah, that's Saint Nick.
Yeah.
You know he was heavy into that history.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
Saint Nicholas.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Good Lord.
Hey, he said he was Da Vinci.
Oh shit.
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear it? He said he was Da Vinci. He said
Oh,
he,
yeah.
Yeah, he said he was Da Vinci. What's the other nigga name? Oh, Machiavelli.
Don't forget him.
Yeah, that nigga said he was Machiavelli. And, hey, shalom, Machiavelli. You know, and he's Professor X now. You know, Yosemite Sam, all that. Man. You know, but hey, point is though, that's where the you know, better is someone with small understanding, man, and with great faith, man. All right, it's better for you to know, you know, a little bit. All right. Yeah, I was about to say, Baba Kashal, let's get it. Let's reread that though, real quick.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 13.
Yep.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right, it's about enduring to the end, man. All right, it wasn't about just eating everything you can all at one time. And now look, now you vomited it. Nah, man, it's better for you to grow at your pace, man. You know, some bros want to jump in and break down Revelation 18, and it's like, yo, brother, do you know how to break down your tribe yet? You know what I'm saying? You know how to break down the name of the Lord yet? You know, do you know that? You know, do you even know the Hebrew alphabet, brother? You know what I'm saying? Hey, this man was a prime example. You know all those breakdowns, but ain't no Abba, Gada, Ha, Waza. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Okay, you got that, bro?
Yeah.
About the shot?
It's Sirach 19, verse 24. He that hath small understanding and feareth God is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
That's beautiful. All right, it says, better is a man that has small understanding but fears Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's synonymous with faith. When you fear something, it means you believe in it. It means you have faith in it. So it's better for you to be a person that grows at a decent or slow pace, that your understanding is growing. You know. Hey, I'll never forget the Elder Apostle Zahar talked about. I think it was King Mashal that said, brother that can apply one precept is better than a brother that knows 1,000, man. You know, someone that knows one precept and can apply it to real life, that's a bad brother. That's what I remember him quoting it. You know, that's very true, man. I mean, to what benefit is the scriptures to you? You cannot apply one precept. What was the whole point of reading? You know, what was the whole point of you learning the breakdowns? You know, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. And we know this. Brothers up here know this, man. You're not gonna go into Jacob's trouble trying to remember. All right, Revelation 18th chapter. And you go into that one verse, and you go into the years. Shalom. You know, you ain't gonna be sitting. It's gonna be Jacob's trouble. You ain't gonna be worried about Ezekiel the 38th chapter, man. Well, to some degree. You know,
you're not gonna be worried about the laws either. A man should not wear what a woman.
Yeah.
How does that benefit you with
Right.
a nigga in front of you like this?
Yeah.
You know, with the fucking syringe.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Which t-shirt and print should I put on to go to the concentration?
Like, how is that conducive for salvation? That's what the scriptures talk about.
Everybody when I get
Right.
save my favorite garment.
No, there's going to be people out here that don't know a lick about Daniel 7.
Yeah.
But they just believe. Maybe they saw a miracle. You know, they heard the name one time and the name just sound good to them. Oh, wow, I just like how it sounds.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
The Lord can save anybody for whatever his own reasoning is. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to do with the law. Nothing to do with Daniel 7, no prophecies. It's coming down to belief.
Yeah.
Faith. All right, I just believe the Lord is going to save me. That's the understanding of everything right now. Go ahead, Naaman.
This is Sirach chapter 25, verse 10. Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Most High.
Damn.
But the love of the Lord, the Most High, passeth all things for illumination. He that holdeth it, whereto shall he be like?
Run it from the top.
Yeah, run it, reread that 2 more times.
Drop the mic.
Run
This
that
is
track.
Sirach chapter 25, verse 10.
25:10.
Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom,
Yep.
yet is there none above him that feareth the Most High.
Yeah, it says none above him that feareth Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
Brother, there's none above him that keepeth the law. You know? That's how they interpret these things when they hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it said none above him that feared the Most High. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, no, you're right, brother. Hey, because we're talking about a group of men that will not go fill up their car with gas on the Sabbath. But, nigga, you ignited your car! What type of logic is that? You know what I mean? I ain't mean to just, pop off like that, but it's like the logic behind this is just irksome. It makes me just angry, because it's like, yo, you won't pay for gas, but you started your car, which is actual fire. See, pumping your gas ain't igniting no fire. Oh, but you can't buy nothing on the Sabbath. You can't light a fire either, dumbass. You know what I mean? These men, that's the thing though, the law is spiritual. These men are carnal. Sold under sin.
You can't use a microwave.
Can't use a
Can't do
microwave.
nothing.
Select your
Bet you can
shard.
have sex though.
Select your shard. That's why wisdom and knowledge is the stability of our time. The fear of the Lord should be thy treasure. Because just bouncing back on that fear, that's what's keeping the elect stable and on a straight and narrow path. Just the fear of the Lord. Not doing anything that's going to just upset him.
That's right.
Doing his will. What?
Hey, that's a good point. That's the thing, man. These men don't understand the will of the Lord. You know, when you go into end time prophecies, I mean, what did the Lord tell you? He said, "Be ye even as pilgrims upon the earth." You know, he said what? He didn't say nothing about, hey, but you better have your fringes on you, though. You know, everything gotta have fringes. No, the Lord didn't say that. That's the thing. These men don't understand the spiritual aspect of the scriptures.
Well, what is that? Revelation 3, keep your garment or something like that?
You know,
Let me read that. You break it down.
This principle applies also to, keeping something. You try to complicate the thing. It's above, concerning things that are above.
Yep. You gonna read this again?
Go ahead.
Finish this out.
Yeah.
This is Sirach chapter 25, verse 11. But the love of the Most High passes all things for illumination. He that holdeth it whereto shall he be likened. 12. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him.
Yeah, faith is 16:15.
Yeah, when you have a lot of faith, you keep showing up at the door again.
Yep.
You know, anybody in there, I need some more faith. I got stuff going on. I believe. Let me in.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Yahweh Shai said that he is the door, or the gatekeeper, you know. You try to get in any other way, you're a thief and a robber. So if you're not going through Yahweh Shai, you're getting your faith diminished, basically. That's why you see guys like Genesis, they sowing seeds of doubt, and all these doctrines are being changed up. The Lord is setting up stumbling blocks to remove the unfaithful. That's why he said in the scriptures, the unfaithful and the unbelieving won't make it into the kingdom, meaning you can't get through the gate.
That's right.
You're rejecting Yahweh.
That's right.
He said his sheep, in the same chapter, it says his sheep hear his voice.
Yeah.
So you could be a sheep, you're just not of the elect herd, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
You're of Yahweh sheep.
Yeah. It's very true, man. Hey, that's the thing, man. That's what these other men lack. You know, from Genesis, Sakari, IUIC, ISUPK, these are not men of great faith. You know, that's what separates us from them, man. When you read about our forefathers, the main characteristics about all the righteous men, every single righteous man in the scriptures always had a faith. That was always the point of them, their story being brought out. You know, even one of the shortest stories, like Samson. Even Samson had faith. He used faith at the last minute to do what he did. Did he not? It speaks about it even in Hebrews, the 11th chapter, where it's all about faith. You see? Can we read that, bro?
Yeah, the brother was saying they used to call us faith-based Israelites.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talk about faith too much. No, you talk about the laws too much.
Yeah, that's right.
It's an uneven balance.
Yeah, the law's already cooked us. I don't know why you want to keep going back to that.
Right.
The law's already. Look what the law. Look where we're at now. Because we couldn't keep the law.
Route
And now we're here. Oh yeah, we gotta keep the laws. That ain't gonna help us. You know? This is that the law is well, you saying now, because now you're within the judgments of the law. Now you're crippling yourself. Now you just made your burden impossible. I wanted to say harder, but no, it made it impossible. There's only one conquered the flesh. Only one conquered the law like that. It was Yahweh Shai. You ain't Yahweh Shai, man. Can we read that, brother?
Revelation 16, verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief.
Yep.
Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments.
Now these men are teaching about just keeping the law, right?
You gotta speak up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, the idling. Hey, at the end of the day, what? It's about faith, man. For you to watch for the Lord, you have to have faith. That's how you know. That's why these men don't talk about the return of Yahweh Shai. Because they're not thinking about that. Let's reread that. Yeah. He took off kind of slow.
Right.
Not the other one. So go ahead.
It's Revelation 16, verse 15.
Yep.
Behold, I come as a thief.
Right.
Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments.
Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. Let's touch on that first part. It says, blessed is he that watcheth. That's how you know these other camps are not watching, man. They don't ever speak about the return of our Lord. What do they come out and do? They yell at the nigger woman, yell at Esau, and then yell at celebrities. Man, these celebrities are not worried about salvation, man. Why do you care about them?
And avoid sincere questions.
Yeah.
Because they want scoffers so they can sensationalize the truth.
Yeah, from views.
You know?
$2.25.
Brother shared a video. It was Wi-Fi, some can't. But it basically said that 2 Edomites murdered. That was the title. It said 2 Edomites murdered on the title. I was like,
Clickbait
man,
title.
they should be arrested for this shit.
Should. Yeah, that. See, stuff like that is like, bro, well, what's the point? So is the word not enough? See, that's the thing. They don't like seeing, like brothers like 24 views, 30 views. They don't like stuff like that. You know? For them, that's not good enough. Well, it's never about views, man. What happened to just being sincere and preaching the word of the Lord out of fear? That's why this chart right here brought out that scripture, man, in Sirach. You know? It's all about fearing Yahweh, about Shem Yahweh Shai, doing what he told you to do. He said go out and teach. He didn't say go out and get 1,000 views a day. Go out and teach his word. Compel the people. That's what it's about, man. It's about preaching the word in sincerity and in truth. About the mind of Alright? But it said what? Blessed is he that watcheth. Let's read that again, brother.
Yep.
Let's see, got something.
Revelation 16 and 15.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I come as a thief.
Yeah,
Blessed.
because Yahweh Shai is going to come as a thief in the night to those that are not watching. Right? It's going to be an unexpected thing for these people, man. Continue.
Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments.
Yeah, blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. Now, is that a literal garment? No. Why would it be a literal garment? You see, it's a representation of something spiritual. Can we grab that old Jerusalem, put on that beautiful garment?
Oh, yeah.
Let's look it up. All right, because it says what? Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. That is a representation of keeping the scriptures on you,
Isaiah 30.
keeping the words of the Lord on your mind. I mean, what do the scriptures say, man? The scriptures say in the book of St. John chapter 4 that the Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The only way for you to do that is through the scriptures, man. That's the only way. You know, these men, they read that, and then, you know, oh, I got my garment for. I would say they would say something like that, where, oh, I got a garment for Jacob's trouble. But these guys don't even talk about Jacob's trouble. Do they even believe in Jacob's trouble?
Yeah, they think it happened already.
Yeah. Oh man, what?
Like Esau stopped coming for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or a time as never was already happened and we missed it. What?
Right. Yeah.
You shitting me, man? Yeah, who gave these guys a Bible, man? They need their Bibles taken away. All jokes aside, they really.
Hey, the Lord gave it to him.
Oh yeah,
The
facts.
Lord gave it to him.
Yep. As a stumbling block.
And he also gave them Rosicrucians.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
COINTELPRO.
Yep.
That's the lying spirits, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, the deceiver and the deceived are his, the scriptures say. All right, you got that number?
You gotta remember, before the house of David took over, the house of Saul controlled Israel.
Yeah.
You know, everybody believes in that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people ain't gonna leave that in these times. They're gonna stay with that. You know?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we're talking about. I just remember. I remember when Sakari was outside of that strip club. For what?
Go ahead, Magic City. Or
Yeah, outside of for what? Why are you teaching there?
to perform magic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Them guys, and then turn around and have their Passover in a venue similar to that.
Yeah.
And it might not have been pools and women dancing, but they're bottle girls and thongs and fishnet.
Hey. ACC
You got whores
City.
bringing you with Hebrew on pallets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's off.
Crazy. Go ahead, Sean.
Do that shit in your own time. Don't do it with the scriptures. You know, don't incorporate the Bible. Go do that shit in private.
Terrible.
Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Most High, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Yeah. No, you're right, 100%. The water's a one. Yeah, they cover with a covering that's not of the Spirit of the Lord. You see, at the end of the day, man, these other Israelite camps, they're really covering themselves with the spirit of America. The spirit of America is, I want to continue. I want to keep moving forward. To this day, right now, there's places out there in Virginia where they're building new shit, man. They're building condos, 500 grand. 500 grand for a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom condo. That's the spirit of America. Continue to build up and be wicked. You know, expansion. You know? That's the spirit that these other Israelite camps are in. That's why they don't talk about it. You want to say something?
No, I'm just thinking about the beast. The beast, if you're going to wear the garment of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you're going to worship the beast and put on their garment.
Yeah.
You know? And it makes me think of masonry, how they make them dress up and all that crap. You know what I'm saying? Make them wear particular things to pledge their allegiance, you know? Stand up and take a picture.
Yep.
It's the same thing with Jake, you know? How they made Israelites put on, in the Maccabees talk about a hat, put on a hat.
Yeah.
You're willingly participating in the Hellenization of our people and furthering it. You know, you get that universal doctrine, everybody can be saved. That next thing they're going to be teaching is Mary was an actual virgin. I won't be surprised. I mean, IUIC is literally teaching heaven and hell, which is just beyond me, you know. Because I'm not mistaken, they weren't teaching heaven and hell when YouTube first started. I don't remember that.
Nope.
You know, I don't remember that. I think it was only like GOCC that was teaching that shit.
Cons of Plan. I think they started about 3 years ago teaching that crap.
Yeah.
They must have came down and said, nah, nigga, we taking away some figures if you don't start teaching that. Hey, can we grab that? Because I made a lesson on this. You know, I made a lesson speaking on these men, man, and their actions. Can we grab it? You got it?
Yeah, which one?
Companions with these.
Oh, okay, 23.
Yeah, 23.
It's Isaiah 1 and 23.
Yep.
Thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves.
Now, real quick. Now, let's read it. Let's read it slowly. Let's take a good look at it. So it says, thy princes are rebellious. At the end of the day, Hassad and Hakar are still princes of Israel. Yeah, that's true. All these wicked Israelites are princes. They're all, because in the kingdom, they're going to be righteous. You know? At the end of the day, they're still Yasharallah. But they're rebellious. That's why they're teaching that madness.
Were you reading that out?
Isaiah 1.
Okay, yeah. Go from 1 to 7, 9, 3, so I can sign.
Because what? It says what? Thy princes are rebellious, right? Rebellion is just a sin of witchcraft. That's rebellion what they're doing. That's witchcraft, man. Saying, oh, anybody can make it.
Straight up, bro.
Always hopping on a lie. Why are they always debating with somebody, man? They always talking to some bald-faced dude that don't believe in none of this and trying to convince him of what they be like, bro, what are you doing? It's like you're right now you're talking to a brick wall. This man does not, he didn't come on your show to listen to none of what you're saying. He got on there to listen to respond.
Yeah, it's when people are these creators, that's a check for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're on a payroll when they do that shit. That's their livelihood.
Yeah.
That's why it's commercials all in that shit. Ain't no commercials on our videos. Somebody wrote a comment. Yeah, somebody wrote a comment asking, hey, why are there commercials on your videos? I had to go look like, what the fuck is Esau doing to my shit? My old videos?
Yeah,
I'm like, why the hell is a commercial on here? But it's because the audio that I was using, whoever owns the copyrights to it, they allowed me to use it. So now I think that's why this commercial's added onto it. And Esau was adding chapters, you know, and had a caption. But now it doesn't matter what you upload. Because now you can hit the summarize AI button. There's a button on there. You can use AI to summarize any video. I'm talking about any video current that's on the internet, on YouTube. All of our videos. You hit summarize AI, it's going to give you a synopsis of the video, timestamps and everything where everything's talked about. I'm talking about a video that you just uploaded because I tested it. I was like, let me see if this shit is going to work. Bro, as soon as my premiere ended, I hit summarize. Boom, 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 boom. All right there.
I gotta try that and see what that's like.
Esau is weaponizing this shit. Because what he's going to do is, people are not going to be watching videos, they're just going to be hitting summary. So whatever he puts in there, the typography, or, you know, the people, AI behind it, is whatever he wants to say. And make you think you said it. Now you got a witness against you. But anyways, that's also part, because, you know, these Israelites, they might try and use that to continue further their doctrine.
Yeah.
You know?
They will.
Look how chat talks now. It wasn't like that at first.
Yeah.
Her chat responds, I should say. Chat doesn't talk, it just responds.
Read it again?
Yeah. It's Isaiah 1:23. Thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves.
When you go into companion, that's somebody you break bread with. They break bread with the thief. Who's the main thief? Esau, Edom. They break bread with the murderer, with the thief. The same people that put us in captivity is the person that they don't mind working under. I mean, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, how are you gonna come into the knowledge of an Israelite and still love your enemy? That means you're sick. I'll never forget when I found out I was an Israelite, man. For one, I always hated Esau. I just didn't know I hated Esau himself. I didn't know who Esau was. I never liked these pale faces, man. I'm like, yo, these niggas took the land. They done took parts of Mexico. They done took Gad. I don't even see Gad out here. You know what I mean? That was since I was young. I never liked Edomites, man. You know, then I came into the knowledge. I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm justified. This is okay. Man, I had a ball, man. I was happy as hell. And then these niggas want to hold hands with them and work with them like that. Because at the end of the day, we all slaves. But these dudes is straight up doing their wicked wills, man. By stumbling our people. See, there's a difference. They're putting stumbling blocks in front of our people for the enemy. Yeah, that's a whole nother level of wicked, man. You know? That's a whole nother level of sellout coonery, buffoonery, man. It's disgusting. I hate people like that, man. Like, yo, we're already downtrodden. You gonna make it worse? You gonna join Esau and make it worse, man? That's why those men are gonna receive terrible judgment, man. You know? May the streets be paved with their blood, man. For real. That's wicked as hell, man. Just one has scripture.
Yeah,
this is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. She obeyed not the voice, she received not correction.
Yeah, that's not talking about Babylon, that's talking about us.
Yeah, that's right.
These prophets, a lot of these prophecies are prophesied against us first and foremost. Right? Then you can go to someone. Keep going.
She trusted not in the Most High.
Right, because again, Babylon's not going to trust in the Most High by default. So it has to be talking about us. Go ahead.
She drew not near to her power.
Right.
Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary.
Yep.
They have done violence to the law.
Yeah, read verse 4 again.
This is verse 4, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 4.
And you see that, because I was listening to the Maccabees on the way down here, you see that with Jason and Menelaus and all these other people in the Maccabees, that's what they literally did, you know? The Hellenization was gradual, but then it ramped up with Antiochus. But Alexander, he founded all these cities, and then Ptolemy took over, he had Egypt, he took over Jerusalem. So it was a process. But our people, once our people who were in authority back then converted, it ramped up because now they had power to control the trade, the education with our people, everything that was governed over us in society. They started pushing the Greek influence into it.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit, you know? Combining our laws with their laws, and then eventually the Sabbath was taken away and you couldn't circumcise and all that stuff. So read that again.
Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 4. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law.
Yeah, nobody's, we don't talk about it anymore, but hey, technically Zabak committed adultery back in the day. You know? That just got swept under the rug. Oh, he's just a great leader. You know, don't worry about that. Or that dude, Mahar Rakar, whatever his name is, the dark dude with the dreads, used to be in Columbia Heights, part of Fopi. He committed adultery a couple times. You know? Oh, the dick pics in IUIC during class.
During class.
Yeah.
God damn.
Edification's going on. You in the bathroom committing adultery. Yahushua said, if you even think it, you're guilty. Nigga, you went and took a selfie.
I thought they was masters of the law, though.
Bro, he sent that manscape to that bitch.
Crazy, man.
That's
And
what
then-
they do over there.
Yeah, and then they talk about it in front of the whole congregation and they
Yeah.
laughing about it.
Yeah.
Like, what's funny?
You're right,
That's
it's
so
not
funny.
right. You're supposed to get deaf, man. That's treacherous.
Yeah, very.
Now, again, these are supposed to be men that are supposed to be warning you about the main topic, the MOTB. What's going on this week with the technocracy
Yeah,
table?
yeah.
You know, because everything's AI is taking people's jobs like overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's happening so fast. And they're prepping, man. 2026 is gonna be a hell of a year.
Oh yeah. Apostle Johar brought that out in one of his. Well, I mean, I can't say
He
recent
said it
video.
in the apostasy one.
Nah, it was a different one. You
No,
had
I'm saying he did say
Oh,
it.
he did?
Yeah, he mentioned it. No,
He
all
had,
of his videos.
he had mentioned he had a short video and then it got lost because he uploaded like 3 more the same day.
Oh yeah.
But he had mentioned like in a roundabout way there is like a timestamp on the MOTB right now because they want to accomplish the whole digital ID thing, if I'm not mistaken, by 2030. That's only 4 years from now. You know, they really want to implement the whole digital ID thing that quick. Hey, 4 years is quick, man.
That's a quick turn.
Yeah, very quick, man. You know? The people are overlooking the big things that are happening that are way bigger than the bullshit and drama they want to talk about.
Yeah, everything Trump promised during his campaign is doing the complete opposite.
Yeah, literally.
You know?
You still
Because
not.
he's basically doing what his prophecy is telling him to do.
Yeah.
You got the Egyptians going in. The Egyptians have to go against the Egyptians. You know, nation against nation. This is a nation within nation. He doesn't like California. You know? You recently heard him talking about how California, when he came to office, they were ready to leave. Then they got 15 states on board with them. You know? So he's fulfilling prophecy. It don't matter what the hell he said on his campaign, you know what I'm saying? He's got the backing of the people over there in the East. That's why he flies off the handle. He just says whatever he wants.
I can say real quick too.
Go ahead.
I look at a lot of YouTube videos of ex-military and preppers and things like that. And right now amongst the Edomite community, there's a big divide because you have the Edomites that call themselves redneck that are like I don't want to say the real ones, but in a way the real ones because they know, oh, I'm not a billionaire bootlicker. You know, I'm not listening to these guys. These presidents are crazy. ICE is gonna come get all of us and all this stuff like that. And then you have the other half that is a billionaire ass kisser, and they're like, yeah, we want ICE and we want no freedom basically. They want to sign their freedom away. And then so there's a huge divide between Esau right now. And it's a serious divide because one thing about Esau is Hey, he doesn't draw the sword in vain, man. When Esau said, he's not like these dudes. Oh, I'm gonna bring my gun. No, Esau gonna bring it and use that shit. He come in there to die on that hill, man. So these two, you got the Edomites that are regular Edomites that are all about kissing the billionaires and the lobbyists' ass, and then you got the other half, which is a lot of them be Jake, but for the most part they're Edomites, right? That are in the mindset of like, yo, I'm poor, I'm getting taxed to no end, I'm ready to die. Like they're ready to die on that hill, man. So there's a big divide in Isaiah 19, man. You got that?
You want me to get it?
Yeah, we'll grab it real quick. Cause that's a real. I'm gonna have to do a video on it, man. Cause I downloaded some of those clips from TikTok of these mountain boys, man, talking about it. They're like, yo, these billionaires are gonna tax us to no end, and they're gonna take away all our rights. They're gonna take away our guns. They're really gonna do that. They know these preppers. A lot of these preppers that are real preppers and not the agents, because a lot of them are agents, believe it or not. All those guys talk about, oh, you need to get level 4 plates.
Former military and government, you know. Well, I got an inside source that told me this. That's because, nigga, you were the source.
You were the source.
At one point in time.
They told you. No, that's a big one, man. There's a lot of people. Hey, a lot of them dudes you see that, oh, there's this guy. Oh, one day I just got tired of living in the big city, and I went and started to live off grid. And now I live off grid and I make my money off the land. And it's like, bro, you're clearly an agent. You are clearly funded. Because for one, you live in the middle of nowhere in an undisclosed location, and you can afford 4K quality cameras. And you're living off the land. People that live off the land don't got that kind of money, man.
Bro, I was just watching a video like that last night. A guy and his wife go off grid to basically build a house. They built their house inside of a greenhouse. You know what I'm saying? So everything is in there. But I'm like, damn, how the fuck did they do this? But one's an engineer. You know what I'm saying? The other one is interior designer for like commercial buildings and shit.
They're rich people.
Leave the city to go to the, or a doctor leaves his profession to go to the, you know what I'm saying?
So, yo, stop the
because
cap,
these people, in their mind, they're like, nah, I can't do this shit forever.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
They know that. Yeah, a lot of, even this one dude, he wound up getting into a bunch of drama. And that's how I knew he wasn't an actual agent. Is that they was trying to take him out, but they got rid of him and kept his channel. But basically, they caught him beating his wife, and he was one of those Edomites that was like teaching people how to survive, teaching you how to extend your tank size in your truck in case you need to go off grid. And then out of the blue, he's beating his wife, and it's like, yo, that's so random. Well, come to find out, it's because he's one of the more ones that didn't want to be an agent for them, I guess, right? Can we get that though in Isaiah? I don't want to just ramble on that bullshit.
I got you. It's Isaiah 19 verse 2.
Yep.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
So the Egyptians against the Egyptians, right? Now, is that talking about ancient Egypt? Of course not, man. This is Isaiah. This is already, the ancient Egypt already happened. We already left Egypt. This is talking about the new Egypt, which is America. So the Lord said he would put a divide between the Egyptians and the Egyptians. Who are the new Egyptians? Go read Romans 9, man. That comparison between Pharaoh and Esau. Esau is the new Egyptian. All right? Read it again.
Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And they shall fight every one against his brother.
And that's literal. That's literal. There are Edomites right now. Bro, I be seeing... If brothers remember when Antifa was big, you know, Antifa is technically not an actual thing. It's really just...
man, you see the interview with the FBI agent? Oh my God, bro, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, man. Nah, the whole... Y'all remember...
like, you wouldn't come in here and just say something and not have any proof, would you? Edomite was like, you get that Edomite look like, hey, I'm white. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, right?
I'm a white guy. What are you gonna do?
Yo, Esau is fucking hilarious, man. There's some Edomites that just crack me up, man. Like my man's Theo Vaughn, man. He might not be a Jake. I don't know yet. Man, that motherfucker's hilarious. If he's an Edomite, that's one fucking hilarious Edomite. But nah, man. Hey, it says they shall fight against everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor. So these Edomites right now, there's a divide between them. All right? And then, hey, Jake knows, man, especially Jake that live in the countryside, they see the divide between them. Because you have some of them Edomites that live out there that have benefited off of the billionaires, and they work for them, and they just happen to move to Wyoming or some shit. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that are like, yeah, Donald Trump. You know? Dumbass niggas, man. But then you got the other half that's poor that's like, nah, hold up, man, because I don't really benefit off of y'all winning. You know what I mean? Hey, all the old school Edomites know, man, a Democratic vote is a vote for the average Joe. You know you're gonna get the benefits, you know? You're gonna get a tax break as an average man. See, the other side, what are they doing? Giving tax cuts to the billionaires, not benefiting the regular people, the average Joe. That caused a divide between Esau. Because not every single Edomite is benefiting. See, that's the thing. Esau didn't take his whole family with him when they went to the top. They left a few at the bottom. And those are the ones that's like, nah, all right.
Yeah,
This what y'all want to do?
Edomites are like, damn, I'm DEI.
Yeah.
They don't want to admit to it.
Yeah.
They sitting on their couch like, God damn it.
Yeah, man.
They blaming the niggas. This shit is fucking me up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, but that's the propaganda they got them with too. They blaming it on Jake. It's like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with why you poor, man. You had a 400-year head start, you loser. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and don't forget too though, this is also, it's not just Esau.
That's true.
Because everybody in America, they're all known as Egyptians.
Yep.
And that includes even
Jake. Come on, bro. That's childish. Childish. David, no, it's just you said that, bro.
Yeah, just adding on to what the brother Shamar is going into. I mean, he's using the precept to specifically refer to Esau, Edom, because of course they're considerably divided. But Egyptian against the Egyptian, it refers to American against American in general, and that includes all these nations up in here, especially Jake. And I say that because, as an example, I was scrolling, of course, and I came across a video, and it was I'm pretty sure it was in Chicago. They was doing another one of those immigration raids, and it was bad. I mean, it was real bad.
Chicago?
Yeah, you had little kids getting off the bus, and they was throwing tear gas. Everybody was just getting lit up.
God damn.
And one of the dudes, he was Hispanic. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was two videos. That was one, but there was another one. It was a lady, and she was coming from getting her child from the bus. And she's all of a sudden just running. She's running. She's like, "Get away from me!"
Oh, yeah,
And then the two, officers, officers, whatever they are, they're chasing her.
Kidnappers.
Yeah, basically with masks on, no ID. And then I guess the husband maybe comes outside and he's like, "Yo, get up my property. What is this? Blah blah blah." And he looks at the guy's mask and he's like, "He's Hispanic," because he was Hispanic.
Yeah.
He's like, Hispanic against Hispanic. That's what he was saying. Like, you're one of us. What's going on? So you got Egyptian against the Egyptian on all facets, but it's going to manifest on an even greater scale. It don't matter what your race is. Esau against Egyptian. You're going to have Ammon over here against whoever else, It's going to get real bad in total.
Yeah, there's a lot of self-hating fucking beaners working for ICE, man. I can't stand them dudes. They think because they light-skinned
It's crazy. In that same video, it's crazy because they stopped as soon as they got to the property. They all stopped.
Yeah.
If that was the real people or real authorities backed by somebody, they probably just ran onto the property and tackled her.
Yeah, we got a warrant. We can run up on here.
Kidnappers.
That motherfucker said she looks Latina. She's 4'11". Let's grab her.
But now what people are doing though is it's not being talked about. I've seen like maybe one video on it. People are walking around, men obviously with masks on, acting like they're ICE and they're kidnapping women.
Yeah.
But that's not being talked about. But that's under this man's regime. That's what he allows.
There was that one dude who pulled over for one of them, and when he noticed it was ICE, he laughed, put his window up, and took off in his truck. And his wife was recording. So he's laughing at him, and he stopped again so that he could come up to the window and took off again. So people are playing with him. This is divide, man.
Bro, can you imagine not? You see all this and you don't have the knowledge of the scriptures. Bro, where's your comfort at this point? Because now in your head, you're like, bro, I need to fucking do something. I got to guard up. I got to get weapons. Luckily, we're like, all right, we know as long as we keep praying, we keep repenting, you anoint. I just started doing that, anointing, my rib and everything I see every week now. You got to do that because it brings you comfort and you're doing something spiritually for them. Now the Lord sees your sacrifice. And now when they're off to work, school, your mind can be at ease. Like, all right, I know I'm good. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. My family, everybody, we want to be taken care of. The world doesn't have that comfort, though.
That's why the scriptures say, then shall they be in pitiful case.
Yeah.
Which have what? Loathed at my law. They said, oh, we never didn't regard the Lord.
Keep reading this.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm going to read 2 and 3 for you.
Come on.
It's Isaiah 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Yep.
And they shall fight everyone against his brother.
Yep.
And everyone against his neighbor.
And it made the specification of brother and neighbor, man. Basically, within America is going to be, I mean, it's already a huge thing of turmoil going on. The thing is, though, here, it's not like how it is out in the Southwest. See, it's heavy in the Southwest. States like New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, and things like that. I heard they getting popped out in Texas. I heard Jake shoot the shit out of ice in Texas, man. But nonetheless, though, once it touches up here, and in different parts of America, man, you're going to see it, man. You know?
Yeah, see in the media, they let the niggas die down. Trump is still putting troops into all these states.
Oh, yeah.
And like just like because we don't see National Guards and stuff out here, the shit is still on high alert because the dude just got popped. Remember down there by the Capitol building? So it's still they're still on very high alert. You know, they got these different DEF CONs and alert levels. It's still intense right now.
Right.
Spirit.
We camped there a few times.
They're going to be in a major city.
Yeah.
Makes sense. No, go ahead.
You reading?
Yeah, Bucket the Shop.
It says, yeah.
No. Over, by the Capitol there, whatever. Two National Guards got shot.
D Street and
that station. We camped there a few times.
Oh, we did.
oh, that's not far from the police memorial.
Was it Farragut West?
Farragut West.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We camped there like twice. We were there twice. It was great. Go ahead.
It says, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
City against city, kingdom against kingdom, man. Hey, that's heavy, man. People forget how vast America is, man. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, the state of Texas alone. I always like to tell people when people be like, oh, is it really that big of a state? Bro, you got to think about it. From here to New York City feels like forever. Bro, from here to New York City is more distance between Houston and Dallas.
Yeah.
That's in the same state. You gotta put that into perspective. See, over here we're so used, because it's not until you move further south. You know, I grew up a little further south in Virginia. I was like, yo, once I moved up here, I'm like, yo, everything's close as hell, man. Down south, everything 10, 20 miles plus far from each other.
Yeah, you got a mile. You got what you call a country mile.
Country mile,
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
You're going 10.
Yeah, 14 hours. In the same state.
Yep.
Yeah, no, facts.
Right.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people forget, man. Like once you get into them, once you go ahead into Fredericksburg and on, and Richmond and further down south, North Carolina, you see them on the map and you're like, oh, this city right there is like 2 centimeters away, and it's like, bro, that's probably like over 100 miles. That's like 200 miles away. You know. And you don't know how far 200 miles away is until you're on that road and you go on 110 and you're like, damn, it still says 6 hours till I get there. Like, I've been going 100 for the last 30 minutes, an hour. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Oh, man.
New Mexico, I was making good time. I saw that sign that said LA 1,007 miles.
Yeah. You driving for hours and then you finally see that one sign. It'd be like I remember one time I was going from here down to Fredericksburg, and I was up here for a long ass time. I go down there and I'm like, damn, I'm thinking I'm about to be there. It still says 40 miles away. I was like, shit, I'm never gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Continue, brother Salakia.
Yep.
You know?
Verse 3.
Yeah, because it says Salakia. It says city against city, kingdom against kingdom, man. So that division, man, is huge, man. Yeah, come on. Go ahead, bro.
Yep, verse 3, Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof.
Yeah, so the spirit of Egypt is going to fail, man. At the end of the day, these people are not going to be proud to be Americans. Yeah, you're going to have to divide. Right. There's Israelites right now. There's Edomites right now that are banding together for, they think there's going to be a second revolutionary war. And in a way there is, but the difference is there ain't going to be no, is the North going to win or the South going to win? No, ain't going to be none of that. Y'all all going to die.
1776.
Yeah, 1776 spirit. All that shit's going to die out, man. There's a Jake I know right now on TikTok. He's showing AI photos of like his wife with a rifle and the American flag, and it says, the photo of your great grandma when she fought in the Second Revolutionary War. Nigga, your kids ain't gonna see that shit, bro. You're gonna be in the kingdom, all right, saying Shalom, man. Ain't gonna be none of that American bullshit, man. Ain't no red hot American Knights no more, nigga. You know, ain't no more of that shit. Ain't gonna be no more Hellcats in the kingdom, man. No more GM, none of that shit, man. Ain't gonna be no Star Spangled Banner up in this hole, man.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a lake of fire, man.
That's what I'm saying. Trump is making it so this place is collapsing. He promised to bring more jobs back and stuff. You know, everything to be here. Instead, he's putting all these technocratic officials in place, signing people into the military have no military background, and taking your jobs.
60s or some shit.
He said that he would make this the AI hub. Well, and that, you know, we're gonna make sure we have the best people in place. So you got the best chips, hardware, infrastructure in place.
Motherboards.
That's why you see these data centers going up in these different neighborhoods.
I was gonna say
Where it's everybody was spooked with 5G when the video happened. This is even worse. In the spirit, you know.
Me and my younger brother, we were discussing this on the way to camp, because we work in that industry. And he was telling me like, yo, like they're running out of room in Loudoun County because Nova has over 200.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a hub.
Yeah, it is the hub. It's I think 90% of the internet goes through there, to Northern Virginia. And he was saying
that's why next to DC, it makes sense.
Yeah.
With the Pentagon and everything's right across the water.
Because hey, that's where they send their kids to school at. These people, that's where they have mansions and shit. But what? They're running out of space. The people are protesting because of how much pollution. Because they got to make power plants right next to the data center. You can't make it too far. They give the data centers their own transformers. Like literally, they start there. They literally build the power plant, then they build the data center and all that stuff. They hire all the HVAC and electricians to work specifically for that data center. You know what I mean? So for them to keep building them, they're ruining the environment. It happened out in Memphis. They built that one data center right by the hood, and now people are getting sick of it. They're polluting their water. Electricity's bad. It's just a big mess, man. You know? But hey, that's the beast. That's part of their image. You know?
These people should have knew this was happening because with the whole Lakota, all the Gadite tribes going out there to try and stop that pipeline. If I'm not mistaken, they still built that shit.
Yeah, they did.
They still built it, so it's basically not going to stop. Can you get Daniel 12 real quick?
Yes, sir. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Yeah, one more time for the top.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1.
Yeah.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Yeah, that's what we should be focusing on, the divine intervention. And why we're going to need it. This man's about to try and put his spirit inside a microchip and try and put it in all of us. That has to be talked about. Like, absolutely not. You won't do that shit to me or the ones that I know that might believe. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep, just like these other groups, they love to stay on their topics. They get upset with us because we're staying on the chip, but it's relevant.
Very.
You know what I'm saying? It's very relevant. 12 and 1 one more time. I got you.
Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation.
Yeah, trouble on all sides. The Lord talks about the terror shall make him afraid on all sides. You know, that's the data centers, that's the collapse of the economy. That's also the food chain breaking down. You know, people which are going to bring in the prophecy of the famine. You know, there should be protests because Bill Gates owns almost a majority of farmland. Well, you can't tell if something is real or not now that you eat it. It's a horrible life to live. Who would want to constantly live in a state like this? IUIC, buying land. Go ahead, bro.
This is 2 Ezra 13, verse 37. And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are falling into the tempest.
And that's what's going on for their wicked life, because it's falling in the same steps as these ancient empires did. They're calling on the same spirits, you know? Yeah, the same way that they trade and manipulate money, all right, and what you see with different deities that they believe in, all that shit's going on right now, man. Yep. This is all a facade. It's just a matter of time before the Lord does something, allows something to happen. Because Esau's not moving and doing things outside of the Lord's realm. All right, when they wrote that a dogma, what is that thing? A dogma that was written a long time ago with Albert Pike and all these. The Lord allowed that stuff to happen. You know, Willie Lynch letters, the effects of all this stuff. That's why the Lord says, I'm going to overturn your captivity. It's not something that we're going to come together and do by ourselves. That's why those Jakes and Demona, You witnessed the missiles getting dropped on your ass.
That's right.
Trying to skip prophecy, all them Ben Israels. But you got a lot of Ben Israels in IUIC. Hey, you went and changed your name. Go ahead, bro.
And shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame.
Yeah, Americans deserve to be tormented. You deserve to have all your rights restricted, your food taken away from you. Yeah, you deserve the stuff that's coming. Remember what was done to this land. Remember the Gadite bones, this burial grounds that we might be standing on and don't even know it.
Yeah.
Who knows what the hell happened right here 800 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 600, 700 years ago. Probably some crazy shit that wasn't recorded. You know? Which also, Gad, that's why Gad's got to get fucked up. When you're reading Zephaniah the 3rd chapter, you took part in that too. All them animal sacrifices, eating up them horseshoe crabs and worshiping the totem pole. All that wild shit, using medicine for the wrong purposes, worshiping herbs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Gad is all into that stuff. So the Lord, this place has a lot to pay.
If I can say real quick,
Yeah.
before I came out here, I was actually looking up some stuff about the reservations on YouTube, right? And when you look at Gad, man, the Gadites that live on the reservation, they're going through hell, man. They don't have lawmen to protect them, but they have lawmen to harass them. So basically, there's law enforcement in the reservations that don't actually play in their benefit. And then there's some that does, but for the most part, they're getting jacked up.
Yeah.
For the most part, they're getting killed and no one knows.
Yeah.
You know, they be drunk, right? And then a sheriff just knocks their head off. He ain't getting caught. There's nobody around 300 miles away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if there was, it's an Edomite. No one cares what he did. That's why they're getting jacked up, man, for that wickedness. Sirach 39:1. Now he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies.
Right, the wisdom of the ancients declared that this time right now that we're in would be the end. Our forefathers told us to look for this, and this, and prep your mind, and talk about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why Ezra said, woe is me, what am I going to do in those days? He didn't say, thank God, I'm not going to be there. Feel bad for my descendants, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how we know reincarnation is real. He knew that. I'm pretty sure he understands the prophecy of Michael standing up because he saw Yahushua come with his chariot.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
I just want to back you up, Juan.
Yeah.
This is 2 Ezra 2, verse 34. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen that hear and understand, look for your shepherd. He shall give you everlasting rest.
Yeah, that's Israelite foreigners. All right? You say heathen, right?
Time.
Yeah, heathen. There's no way heathen could look for rest. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, they don't have a temple.
Yeah.
If we go back to the actual scriptures, where could they go to say, oh, okay, Lord, protect us? The temple wasn't established in Elam and Basra and all these other nations.
Nope.
So that would mean the Lord would have to look at us like heathens. You aren't my people. I give you up for adoption, right?
Time.
That's what that's talking about. Go ahead.
For he is nigh at hand, that shall come in the end of the world.
Yeah, the Lord is hovering over the earth. He says every eye shall see him. At any point in time, the Lord can reveal himself. You know, a lot of people would die of cardiac arrest. You know, they wouldn't know if it's Project Bluebeam in the midst of them trying to figure out what's going on. They just be through. If the Lord can destroy Esau's armies up in there just by thinking it, imagine what people are going to do when they see his presence and feel it.
Yep.
You know?
Scripture say men's hearts failing them for fear.
Yeah, that's cardiac arrest.
Literal. Like
Heart,
that was-
yeah. Your blood doesn't get enough blood doesn't get to your brain, and it's not pumping through your heart. Ain't no cayenne pills gonna save people then.
Right.
You know,
Ain't enough cayenne pepper
all these
for that.
people off grid doing their thing. When the Lord shows up, you're not gonna give a damn about what you got.
And beetroot powder ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, you're gonna say whatever, because people gonna be looking like, please don't destroy me.
Right.
We're gonna be looking like, please let me get up there, if we're still around during that time.
Yep.
You know, because this is the climax. This is the part of the movie where it's like, all right, adjust your seat. This is what we've been waiting for. Go ahead,
Salakia is a client. Also, people keep trying to save Esau, Edom. Yahushua is coming at the end of the world. 2 Ezra says Esau is the end of the world. So how can he get salvation? That means this man is finished. He's done.
Yeah, it's the end of his age, man. Yahweh Shai said this would be the end of the age, or the end of your world in Matthew 24. We read it at the mid-camp week.
That's right.
It didn't mean that the Lord came to destroy the entire earth. That's nonsensical.
Non-scriptural.
Yeah, the temple's got to be established again.
That's right.
Hey, at evening we got Hanukkah coming up, which means rededication
That's right.
of the temple, which is symbolic, you know, because Yahweh Shai is the head of the temple, the head of the church, you know.
Yep.
Our bodies are like temples themselves. You know, Hanukkah's it's in the winter time where things are mostly cold and dead.
Yeah.
So Yahweh Shai kind of represents like a light or warmth, you know, in the midst of like darkness and cold and all that. Yeah, it's all symbolic. It's not no heavy breakdown.
That's the spirit. That's the next scripture.
Go ahead, let's get it.
It's the second Ezra 2 and 35.
Let's get that.
Be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore.
That's Yahweh Shai. They tried to keep the light dim. They didn't think they was going to peek through. A tiny light was peeking through. Because it's not like Yahweh Shai just wasn't watching the whole time. He saw us getting hung, attacked by bees, chased by hyenas. You know what I'm saying? Tossed into the ocean in a box, nailed with who knows what's inside there. He saw the hot boxes and the whips and all that stuff. So the light was there.
That's right.
Yeah. The Lord didn't open up our minds to receive it yet. We weren't exposed to it all the way. Go ahead, read that.
This is John 10, starting 20.
Wait, read it one more time. Where you
Con.
read that verse one more time?
This is second Ezra 2, verse 35. Be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light.
God, be ready to the reward of the kingdom. The kingdom is not going to come on this side, like into Babylon. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom starts from within. The things that we're doing.
That's right.
We can't establish. The kingdom can't be established if you're not watching for the enemy. Because the enemy, he sees us trying to establish a kingdom like these Israelites make you think. He's going to come and attack.
Yeah.
So we got to keep on fighting. That's why the Lord said, "He that endures to the end shall be saved." Meaning you're going to see the salvation. We're going to see the righteousness of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. License plate says 441. So that's what it's all about. We get little faith boosters. You know? The scriptures talk about New Jerusalem. You don't hear these other camps talk about the elect. New Jerusalem. Instead, what are they focusing on? The law, the law, the law.
The fringe, brother.
The God is not going to love you. You can't be accepted of him if you don't keep the laws.
Yeah.
It's like, nigga, are you growing all your produce? Where the hell you live at?
I know, right?
Yeah, nigga living on the 8th floor of some building talking about keep all the laws. You know what I'm saying?
Breaking the law.
Right.
Probably working at a company that breaks the laws on every single level. Nigga, shut up, man, and deliver my mail.
Right.
You know, whatever the hell you do for a living. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Jake piss you off. You're supposed to be occupied in prophecy, and they forcing shit down your throat. It's like, nigga,
Yeah.
you're not doing it. You're not Yahweh Shai. You know? The law, the law, the law, the color of the Lord, the color of the Lord. It's like, nigga, you got a scrape on your face. You got blemishes.
Yeah.
None of us are perfect. You know what I'm saying? They would have you think that you got to be perfect. But they're MIA. All these guys are MIA. In John 10, when you read further, it says, the sheep will not follow a hireling. These guys are just hired, paid servants. Where are they at? It's getting colder out here.
Yeah.
That's why when you go look at IUIC Washington DC or ISUPK Washington DC, their street videos, their most recent ones, look in the comments. It's people blasting them. Hey, where you at? Y'all are gonna come back out here? It's wintertime. Y'all got t-shirts on.
I haven't seen them in years.
Yeah, Yaquab Jackson going crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Yak Club in the comment section?
Yeah, Yaquab all in that thing, bro.
Last time I seen IUIC out here, it was years ago, man. I'll probably say like 3 or 4 years ago.
Couldn't you go to IUIC Washington DC's page?
Gotcha.
The triple check, because that
Yeah, all these
video they
niggas
might
got
not be
t-shirts
reachable.
on. I'm like, yo, hold on. This is uploaded and you got t-shirts? We don't take breaks in the wintertime. This devil doesn't take breaks.
Yeah.
He's taxing us, right? Yeah, so we're gonna tax you with the truth. yeah. And click on videos at the top there. Just click on that. And then click on that one. Look at that. T-shirts on. See that?
You know it's warm.
Yeah, they in
outside.
Silver Spring with t-shirts on.
Wow.
What's the comment section say?
Comments.
What's in the comments?
Look for Yaquan Jackson.
Probably got them blocked.
You click on it.
Yeah, they don't have the comments turned on.
Oh, they,
Oh.
hold on. Damn.
Turn 'em off.
They said this, whoever
They
this
turned the
guy-
comments off on there.
Hey, click on the next video.
Okay.
These niggas shadow banned a son of a Jackson. Son of Jack.
They must have got tired of Yaquan Jackson.
Yo,
Hey,
that's
shady.
crazy.
His comments off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Man,
shady
these guys
there.
are cowards.
That's the second video there. No comments turned on.
Okay, no
God
cowards.
damn. Can you go to their shorts?
Huh.
Go to one of their shorts.
That's 8 days ago.
Yes.
8 days.
Uploaded
8 days ago.
Yeah, looking like
Right.
you about to go to the beach in July.
Short there.
They kept that video for later.
That's
No
crazy.
comments turned on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's one of their shorts.
I looked that shit up this week, bro. I don't give a fuck. As soon as them comments open up, it's a wrap.
I got a scripture for you.
Oh, let's go. You said it first. Go ahead, bro, and then this brother.
John 10 and 12. The heathen is an hireling and not the shepherd,
Yeah.
whose own the sheep are not.
Yeah, hired servant. You on payroll, man.
Yep.
Don't you, when you go to work, you gotta wear a uniform day. All uniformed up.
Yeah.
With the fresh cut.
Yeah, they are incorporated.
Yep.
You know?
IUIC Inc.
Yeah, they probably have lawyers and everything. If something happens with them, they have lawyers. With us, we gotta come together. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah. we gotta chip in.
They got a religious lawyer on today.
Yeah, if something happens, talk to IUIC Indiana. They're gonna mediate everything. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Done.
Yeah, my
Go
attorney
ahead.
is.
Read it again from the side.
Yep, John 10 and 12. But he that is an hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not.
That's crazy though, because when you remove comments like that, other people they don't want people to see that question.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
damn, they want to know. People are trying to figure out where we are. You know? No, it's gonna be found out that you have to go to the so-called white man Esau Edom to push the truth.
Yep.
Israelites united in Esau. Go ahead, bro.
If I can say real quick, the reason I wanted to bring out this John 10 and 12 is because why do you have your comments off, man? Aren't you supposed to be there to feed the sheep?
That's gonna be my next video. Hashtag IUIC Washington DC. Why are your comments turned off?
I might have to do a lesson on this.
Yeah, we might have to do an IUIC blitz.
Yeah. The whole camp, one IUIC Blitz video. No, I'm hey, all jokes aside, man.
doing it.
Why are your comments turned off? How are your sheep supposed to?
You're good. You're good. We won't curse you out like the purple guy.
How are your followers supposed to ask you questions? But you got an email? You know?
Right. So you got one group, they turn the comments off. The other one says, don't come to camp because we won't answer your questions.
Crazy.
Who's left?
Yep.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Why are they teaching?
The scripture said to come out here and seek a man who seeks judgment so he can pardon it. So
Yep.
you basically like, you know what, Israel, to hell with your salvation. Then you got some Israelites saying, oh, heathens can be delivered. So no answers, MIA, and heathens can get delivered. See what
That's
the
it.
Lord has available on the left-hand side for our people. There's so many ways to fall out, man.
That's right.
Scary. Go ahead, go. I know you got one.
See, the Spirit brought me here. This is because they're not even going out. The leaders at IUIC, they stopped going out. The top leaders. This is 1 Timothy 1, verse 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart and of a good conscience and of faith unfeigned.
Yeah, pure heart is saying, you know what, let me just go out there and see what happens. See if Esau shuts me down without going out there, to speak. Without a mic and a damn speaker, man. Or you don't need a mic and a speaker. And a lot of you Israelites, you're spooked. Alright? You're spooked. You think you're being gang stalked. You think it's all about you.
They got that main character.
Constantly move. Yeah, main character syndrome.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, his agents following me. This is why I don't come to the city. Esau's sending people to take up all the parking spots. He's raising the meter prices. You basically got to pay to do the work. So fucking what, man? Don't you got to get gas?
Yeah.
Get gas for work?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't you got to pay for parking? Don't you got to pay for parking if you have a job or something to go somewhere? You got to go to the court. You got to pay the meter.
They'll pay the meter then.
Yeah, bro. Hey, I'm talking about Isaiah and Yashamar. Every once in a while, I go on their pages. Y'all are in front of some CVS. A guy comes up with a Bible to ask him a question. They're screaming at him. Oh, I stumped you. Why won't you answer the question? Now he's an agent. Now he was sent to you. I'm like, dog, not everybody, that's another thing. Not everybody's a fucking agent, man.
Right.
Some people are just bugged out. Jake is spooked and scared.
Ain't nobody following you.
Bro, nobody's following you. I'm being gangstar. We all are.
No.
Who cares? You know what I'm saying? That's why, and I brought the names up. At this point, I don't care, man. I'm gonna let it fly. If you're not at the same place at the same time, all the time, how can people find you? You're inconsistent. The Lord is not messing with inconsistency.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? If I see you on T and 7th, and I'm afraid as hell of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I'm gonna come back looking for you. If you're gone behind a warehouse, wherever the hell you are, how are you supposed to get found? Why? Because you believe everybody's a goddamn agent. You know what I'm saying? Or they're purposely sending cars to fill up. Yes, Esau hired 300 people to fill up all the parking spots on Georgia Ave for you. Bro, you're not that important. Oh, they said Trump rode past the camp. Guys with wires in their ears are following them. I always bring this up. Remember when Chief Ephraim went down there to the memorial, was fucking with them Edomite kids?
Yeah.
The following camp after that, when I left, Homeland Security followed me from G and 9th Street all the way, I'm not gonna say where, but they followed me onto the Beltway and then a little bit after that.
I remember telling us that too.
I said, God damn, these niggas really they really think I'm part of this shit.
Yeah.
It didn't stop me from coming out the next week though. I wasn't in there, oh shit, let me put my hazards on and get over. Mm-hmm. You scary ass Israelites need to be destroyed, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right? There's a lot of you preaching in truth, but you don't have sincerity.
Oh.
I can smell insincerity at this point in the truth, man.
Yep.
I can tell when a guy's insincere. It's like, nah, nigga, you faking the funk, man. Something ain't right.
Facts.
And that goes for you, Yashamar and Azaria. All right, y'all. If y'all do happen to catch this video, y'all need to stay in one place and do some videos outside of Saturday.
Yep.
That's another thing. We're not Saturday Israelites, man. What we believe, we preach and proclaim throughout the week. As long as the internet works, man, we're gonna do our virtual lessons.
That's right.
Because you know his tendency, Isaiah's tendency, you correct him, man. He's like a little ass kid. He does right for a little while. He did a couple of videos, sit down videos, then it stops. They were consistent in one location over there at the CVS, up from 14th and K. You know, we're at the circle for a few. And then I go back and look. It's like, damn, now you're here, now you're there, now you're there. Lord ain't messing with that, man. You don't have, look, I'm not looking for you to come here or repent to me or nothing. Just be consistent, you know? And talk about something other than the angels and spiritual power all the goddamn time, man. You can't say that you worship angels, but it's borderline worshiping angels, man. Everybody's an angel, bro. Everybody they encounter. Oh, she had to be an angel. Oh, he was an angel. Oh, they love coming in the form of derelicts. I'm like, dog, focus on the ministry a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
I want to back you up.
Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Timothy 1 and 6. Exactly what he's going into, that vain jangling is empty or vain talk. 1 Timothy 1 and 6. From which some, having swerved, have turned aside unto vain jangling.
Yeah, look that up.
And when you look up vain jangling from the Greek,
which the Lord desires for them to be the elect and be delivered, good. But what I'm speaking is truth.
From the Greek,
y'all not in the right spirit, man. Straight up, man. And that's what I'm saying. I don't care who it is. You getting called out names of everything. All right? Just like Professor X. Go ahead.
So the brothers in the spirit, from the Greek, it's random talk or vain talking. Empty talk, metologica or metolihia.
Bro, it was vain talk, bro. You brothers see the video. You can watch any one of their videos for at least 20 to 30 minutes. The angels are going to come up. Whether they talking about the angels in the scriptures, which is fine, But then it's like everybody they encounter is a damn angel.
Yep.
It's like, yo, are you looking around for angels? You know?
Metalogia, or vain talking, empty talk. So they're not edifying.
Which they might still be upset because of Kazakh passing. You know? Because we believe that the Lord probably did that because he didn't give the glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. I don't know if they believe that or not. You know? But they in the same spirit. Because Kazakh, he wasn't another guy who really did videos like that. Neither were they. You know? And they still not doing videos. That's what I'm saying. You're not tapped in. At least do one a week.
Yep.
Oh, another thing is, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't know if y'all going to see this or not, but this is just for edification. You should have your own personal page.
Yeah.
None of them have personal pages.
That's kind of wild.
You know what I'm saying?
Terrible.
It's just camp videos. That's it. You don't see nothing else. You don't know who they are. They just show up. No sit downs. There's like a couple, but that's because we told them to.
Right.
You know? And you can tell that they're forced. And then in the sit downs, of course, just throwing shots at us. I'm like, it's cool, you know. Just edify, dog.
Yep.
At the end of the day, like the brother that came up to the elder Manasseh Zakba in South Carolina, they used to call him Scarface in the main camp. He repented. It's like, yo, that's what's up. Now just do the work. That's all we care about.
Yep.
That's it right there. Just do the work. In sincerity. You know? Read that again.
This is 1 Timothy 1:6, from which some, having swerved, have turned aside unto vain jangling.
Yeah, they swerve big time. You know? They swerve big time. That's the thing. Anytime orders are established, you see where men's spirits really lie. When you apply pressure and judgment, hey, this is how things are supposed to go. All right, let's see how he's gonna react. Like, remember the whole thing with the goatee? This guy was purposely shaving his beard to look like a goatee. In sincerity and kind of jokingly, but serious, I was like, yo, you look like a nigga in the world. He got so upset. But no, he looked like a nigga in the world. I'm like, what's the difference between you? Because I know your shit don't grow in like that.
Right.
Bro, Yashamar got the Elder Pashai beard, bro. The Zionala type, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he let it grow. But he's still not letting it grow, and I can tell. She's getting the shape-ups and everything. I can't confirm, but because you know the way that he lives. You already know, bro. The elder knows. He's one of those cats who like, I'm not getting a job. I'm gonna keep on hustling, selling DVDs, and you know. So he, you know. So at that point, it's like, yo, what are you getting shape-ups for if that's your job?
That's right. You know, Zaquan, one of the things about these guys that's not sincere, they push the law to get a one-up over you.
Yeah.
So they're trying to exalt themselves. I keep the law perfectly. You know, it's just unbelievable. You can tell they're not sincere.
Oh, well, these guys, they speak like the angels are going to come destroy us. The elders I know is my witness. We was on the phone with these guys, and they talking like, you don't know what you're doing or who you're talking to and all this other crap, man.
Right.
Yashamar and Isaiah. Fucking borderline angel worshipers, man. I'm going to keep on saying it, man.
Yep.
You know? Because you don't see the elders and apostles or anybody else in Great Millstone talking about every single encounter they have with people. Damn near 1 out of 5 people is an angel. That's too much, bro. That's too much. Chill out, Jake.
Yep.
Let's get. You got something?
Yeah.
Run that.
Ecclesiastes 7:16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise.
Right, like the Lord says, meddle not in many affairs, you know,
Yep.
because you won't be found guiltless. And that also goes for these other groups. They swear that they over righteous, keep the laws, keep the laws. The main law y'all keep is going to Esau to get a permit to speak. But you telling us to keep the laws. The hypocrisy, that's bullshit. That's why, if them comments, if them things open back up, you know, Benjamin Israel's gonna show up. Go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy 1:7. Desiring to be teachers of the law,
Yeah.
understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm.
Yeah, some things just ain't what it is. You know, now if they want to believe what they believe in because it's boosting their faith, that's cool, but it doesn't seem sincere. You know, the Lord gave us the spirit to detect other spirits. We can tell when somebody's not sincere. You know, we can tell how Jake gets down.
Bro,
Go ahead.
see so across the street. Come on,
Yeah,
Hawk.
you grab that too.
Sirach 11 and 10.
Yo, yeah, in Ecclesiastes, the Qualak said, why shouldst thou destroy thyself? You know? Why shouldst thou destroy thyself? All that spookism shit. Like you special. You know? That's being super over righteous.
Yeah.
You know? And again, inconsistencies, not in your doctrine, just your whole energy is inconsistent, you know?
Yep.
Stay in one place. Because I equate that to IUIC not going out every week. In my mind.
Yeah.
Because when we talked to him on the phone, brother my witness, we said, well, if a brother wants to come listen to y'all, how will he know where y'all gonna be at? He was like, well, we'll let them know the location or something to that. Izan, what did he say again? When we talked to Yashima and Azari, we said if brothers want to come find you, how would they know where you are?
Absolutely.
He was basically like, we'll just tell them where we're going to be at or something like that, right?
You said we're going to tell them where we're going to be at, like each time?
Yeah, right.
How would you do that?
Right.
Like each time you're going to tell somebody that's not at the camp where you're going to be at?
And then on top of that, it's not like they would do that because they think everybody's an agent. They're so scared, you know what I'm saying? They're so scared that everybody's an agent. You just go through the vetting process. Bro, if we were to make moves, every single one of you brothers would know exactly where we're going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe weeks ahead. You know? Because, hey, we here to guide the flock.
Yep.
You're going astray.
Ain't even time to
I'm
get-
talking about physically, not from the doctrine.
Con. I got you.
I don't know why the Spirit's on me to speak about this, but it is, man. You know? Maybe because of 2026, so-called 2026 coming in. High levels of apostasy. Because, you know, they had I don't know if they still believe it or got it now, but we had the whole debate over Isaiah 59 and 19, or 59 and 20, the Lord is portion is Israel. Remember that? Yeah, and they were going completely off on that. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 15, verse 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Right, so how do we know that? Who said that? That was
Yahweh Shai's quote.
you see,
to
so
Isaiah.
yeah, see? So you can tell when somebody's heart is far from the Lord.
Facts.
When they're not really tapped in.
Yep.
And we reached out to these guys just like we did with any other affiliate Akim that are out there to get you tapped into the Spirit. That's all it is. Hey, this is how things go. This is what we're doing. Boom, 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 boom. If you want to do it, hey, cool. If not, go do your own thing.
Yep.
You know? But just be consistent. Don't be outside of a CVS one week, then you outside of a Sunoco, you know? Then you down on Minnesota Ave, then you in goddamn Silver Spring somewhere, you know?
Confusion.
Yeah, it's confusion. We're not in those times. We're not in the time to be pilgrims like that, you know?
You spot everything.
Go ahead.
Yep.
But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
What you got?
I didn't finish Ecclesiastes 7.
Okay, yeah, let's read that. We'll wrap up there.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Right. Neither make thyself over wise, you know? Again, everybody you encounter, you're thinking, damn, is this an angel? Look, when you're just walking through society, you're not thinking to yourself, oh, this gotta be an angel. Usually these thoughts come to you after the fact.
Right.
When something spiritual is revealed to you, you're not going into it like, all right, where these angels at?
I see a beard.
You know? I see a beard, you know? Or she was real humble. She had her head covered, you know? Because they were basically going, they said, they were telling some story how they encountered a woman and they almost said that she was an angel, but then they had to bring it back and make it seem like, oh, we just treat people any good just because that's our nature. Not because we thought it was an angel. They had to, because they was going too far. That's what I was saying. Some Jake will make themselves overwise and destroy themselves.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you are worshiping angels. They're literally one cough away from doing that.
I mean, they already did it. They made it a doctrine.
Yeah, they made it a doctrine.
Yeah.
I mean, they always teach on it. We always teach on the MOTV. I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with speaking about the angels and the deliverance, you know? But when you make entertaining angels unawares your doctrine, that's just too much, bro.
You know what I mean? Because
that's too much.
You are the only ones in the camp bringing it up.
Yeah.
Bringing it up. Even the brother from Dallas had to address that situation with him. Yeah. You know, what about spiritual power? What is studying the scriptures is spiritual power. That's basically what you need. You know, but you know how Jake is, man. You're excited to be able to reach your light. You know, you tend to get carried away. You know, you got let's say the excitement of glory. Rather than wait and understand the scriptures and apply wisdom, Jake just wants the glory about the excitement instead of just going through the straight things. So, you know, there's so much that came out of that you know, other camps are complaining.
We got a couple more. Hebrews 6 and 9.
Hebrews chapter 6 verse 9. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation.
Verse 11.
Hebrews 6 and 11 says, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence.
Right, show the same diligence, meaning the same characteristics. You're all working and doing something similar, you know? Because remember in high school or whenever you was on a team, if everybody didn't make it across the line at the same time, or whatever the hell the coach was saying, you had to do it all over again. It's not like it's just like, okay, that's cool. No. Everybody has to be running at full speed, you know? Or basically doing your best. Able-bodied, and you can do so. It's about prioritizing this truth around your life. Read that scripture again.
Hebrews 6 and 11. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
That's good. Go ahead.
This is Romans 14 and 5. One man esteemeth one day above another. Another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
Right, and when you're fully persuaded in your own mind, you're going to do whatever you can do to be consistent. I keep saying that word consistent. You know, I got to do a video on consistency. You know, because when you reflect, I always like to do a week in review, and I like to look back and see where were the inconsistencies. What can I do better? You know, just like when you're working out, just like players that watch film. You know, you go back and say, okay, my form was a little off when I was getting tired. I need to focus more when I'm starting to feel real weak. You know, things like that's how I be thinking. I'm looking like, damn, I look through at that latter part of the workout or whatever, you know? Yep. Let me focus on my breath during that time. Meaning, let me be consistent, you know? Hey, because brothers know when your form is consistent, it's better for your body, no matter how bad it hurts. You know? Once you start losing your form, shoot, you can break bones, all types of stuff can happen to your ass. Yep. Yeah, you can pull something. Yeah. Hey, but with that, we're going to punya hakwadum and give all praise to our power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakudash. That's the name of the Heavenly Father, the name of the Son. May He come and destroy all 2/3 and continue to destroy Edom. Of course, double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone, the elders and bishops. And Shalom, Barak, and peace and blessings to the household of faith. Shalom. Shalom.